The number had stood there for years, glowing like a monument no one dared to touch. 1346. On scoreboards, in record books, in the quiet respect of an entire franchise. And then, in one unforgettable moment, it stopped. When it did, Japanese baseball didn't just witness the end of a streak, it felt the ground shift beneath its feet. Because this wasn't only about a number. This was about time itself finally catching up. About a generation bowing its head, and another stepping forward without asking permission. For Rakuten Eagles fans, 1346 was sacred. It represented durability, pride, and the stubborn refusal to fade away. It was the heartbeat of an era when veterans carried the weight of a young franchise on their shoulders, night after night, season after season. No spotlight, no global headlines, just quiet greatness. But baseball, like life, never waits. On a night that felt heavier than usual, the swing came differently. The crowd sensed it before it happened. The sound of the bat wasn't loud, it was final. When the ball found its glove, the streak ended, and silence swallowed the stadium. Not the silence of disappointment, but the silence of realization. Something had changed forever. In that moment, the veteran didn't look angry. He didn't look broken. He looked complete. As if he understood what everyone else was just beginning to grasp, that his role had been fulfilled. That the torch was no longer his to carry. And that's when the new face emerged. Young, fearless, and almost unreal, the new star didn't wait for introductions. His presence felt disruptive, almost disrespectful to tradition. But the way the ball exploded off his bat forced everyone to pay attention. This wasn't potential. This was arrival. Rakuten hadn't just found a player. They had found a symbol. For 44 long years, the franchise had waited. Decades of hope, near misses, and what ifs. Generations of fans grew old believing greatness would always belong somewhere else. And then suddenly, there he was, standing where history once felt unreachable. Every at-bat carried electricity. Every swing felt like a challenge to the past. The crowd didn't cheer out of habit anymore, they roared out of belief. And just when Japan was still processing this transformation, another shockwave hit from across the ocean. America. Major League Baseball. The biggest stage in the world. A Japanese slugger stood at the top of it all, crowned MLB home run king. Not competing. Not adapting. Dominating. The news landed like thunder back home. Phones buzzed. Screens lit up. The impossible had become undeniable. A player raised on Japanese fundamentals was now redefining power in a league that worships it. This wasn't just an individual achievement, it was validation. Every lonely practice field, every early morning swing, every coach who preached discipline over flash. It all suddenly mattered. Japan wasn't chasing the world anymore. It was shaping it. Back in Rakuten colors, the generational shift felt even louder. The end of 1346 no longer felt like loss, it felt like permission. Permission to move forward. Permission to dream bigger. The veteran watched from the dugout as the young star crushed another pitch into the night. No bitterness. Only pride. Because deep down, he knew this was the moment he had been protecting all along. Baseball doesn't announce its turning points. It whispers them through moments like these. A number stopping. A new name rising. An ocean crossed by raw power. Fans who once clung to nostalgia now leaned into the future. Kids wore new jerseys. Old banners gained new meaning. Rakuten wasn't just surviving, it was evolving. And somewhere between a quiet Japanese stadium and a roaring American ballpark, a story connected them all. A story about endings that aren't sad. About records that don't break, they transform. About stars that take 44 years to rise, and shine bright enough to be seen by the entire world. The number 1346 will never move again. But Rakuten has.